So when men want to have a good time, they generally jump online and play with their friends. When women want to have a good time, they get together and summon demons after pillow fights in the basement. Hi, what's going on, folks? I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet, and today I want to take a little drop of vengeance and point out the differences between men and women in entertainment. Folks, when women get together and go out in the night, they party. What happens? What happens in that club? Ladies, let's talk. Y'all hate video games so much because they cater to what men want, the primary audience. Let's talk about the clubs, eh? How about we change the clubs the same way that the women have changed video games? How about we make it so that women have to pay the same amount to get in as men? Men don't have to pay for their drinks. Everyone pays the same. Women pay for their own drinks. How does that sound? And you're not allowed to whore out and go and pick up and just go to the club at the end of the night. Go into the club without paying cover to find the hottest guy, grab him to take back to your house. Now let's talk about some of the other things that happen. I went with a woman that I knew in high school to one of these parties where she did just that. She brought the man back and she did sexy time things with him in bed and then got me in shit because she didn't like him for some reason. She wouldn't even tell me why she didn't like him. She had the bedroom door closed and she expected me to go in there for, oh, what's going on in here? You don't want this guy in here? I'm glad that I understood that from out there, outside of your closed door, that this person that you brought in from the club, why is it my responsibility to separate her from that hell when she didn't communicate to me that she was in that hell? Okay? No, let's go one step further. Let's go one step further. You want to talk about cool chicks? You want to talk about clubbing chicks? Let's talk about the after hours clubs. Ladies, what happens in those after hour clubs? Because let's face it, when you get in there, you expect God, the legal system, and good people to be there. Guys, women, yin yang. There's good and bad and good. You are going to meet some fucked up people in that illegal location. And if you want to cry about it and say that you got hurt, then you got it. Then maybe we should put something around your neck to say you shouldn't go to these after hours clubs. Because I'm sure that these establishments don't want to be accused of rape. I'm sure that they don't want to be accused of this, that, or the other thing. But at the same time, everyone that knows what an after hours clubs knows that they're a little bit rapey. Now here's my frickin' problem. These women that are taking away titties and things from video games are doing this unbelievably stupid stuff, putting themselves in unbelievably stupid harm by going out to frickin' after hours clubs, going out to clubs not just with women in order to dance and have a good time, but for the specific reason of finding the most attractive person, regardless of thinking of how mentally stable they are. And then taking that man back to have unprotected sex, which you will have an abortion for. Yes, Chantel, I put the dots together. This shit happens. This shit absolutely happens. But the thing that pisses me off is these women that do this shit are also the same women that say I shouldn't have my titties in video games. Give me my video game titties. Stay the fuck out of my video games. Or let me get into your club life. Now this is all tech related. All very personal. Because video games are supposed to be a lot of guys' safe places. Not just any guys, a lot of the times soft guys that would never see these women at the clubs. Okay, so the women complain about these guys they find at the clubs that do bad thing, and they're like, oh, why isn't the world better? Why isn't everyone better? I'm going to fight to make sure the world's a better place. Do you think they go to the clubs? No. They keep going to the clubs. They keep telling their friends about the wonderful times that they had at the clubs. They keep talking about all the bottle popper, the champagne. Guys, if you go off into the woods in your little Red Riding Hood, there is a wolf. And he only has to be lucky once to catch you. But these days, it's as if Little Red Riding Hood gets caught by the wolf, she gets clout. She gets a story. She gets a story. And what really pisses me off about that is I have stories of things that have happened to me too. I was born a kind of... Do I look like a clubbing guy? Do I look like all of these masculine guys? Because as the women are taking the things that every man likes, they keep putting the men that hurt them on pedestals and refusing to take personal responsibility for situations that get them into trouble. Okay, so I will literally hunt down personally a man who is unbelievably mean to. I will hunt them down and have a talk with them first. I'm known for this, okay? What you will never see a woman doing is taking personal responsibility for a shitty situation. There are so many women. Oh, okay, so Margaret Atwood said, the worst thing a man has to fear is a woman laughing at him. The worst thing a man has to fear is, the worst thing a woman has to fear from a man is being killed. Guys, some of us would rather be killed than be laughed at. One is cruel and unusual punishment. Okay, Margaret Atwood, there are some things in this world that are worse than death, and some of us consider it to be laughter. So if you're worried about men killing you, stop laughing at them. So I legitimately have women walking in here, into this room, which is now my... Okay, so before the divorce, before the woke mind virus got to my ex, I had a room differently from the bedroom. I could afford a room differently from the bedroom. And that's another thing. The people leading us, letting immigrants in that are, and making more rules. I don't care about immigrants, but stop making rules that mean that I can't get a place, and that means that you, who have all the places, and your buddies can get things. Guys, we need help at this level. I get women coming in here and they see my wall and they're like, I can't handle this. I kind of fucking understand that. Maybe they're not the kind of woman I'm after. But what I'm saying is that we got a situation just like male chicks. Guys like me, we're getting culled. And that's fine. That's fine. Like, hey, I'm okay with death. The thing is, I got kids. I have to watch. So now I have to work. So now you have to facilitate a society where I can survive without too much craziness. But that's not happening very well because I'm a white male. Doesn't matter that I was LGBTQ. Doesn't matter I was the freakiest white male you ever met. I might as well be a KKK member to these women. These women that are like, oh, I need more things. Life is so hard. Men have everything. You see those guys over there that hardly have anything? Chill. Now, I want to say it's not actually like that, but like, holy crap. Women can have squads of men. And you know what's really weird? You know what's really crazy? And I'm going to come out and say this. Women, nobody hurts you like you hurt each other. You laugh at each other so much that you make each other want to kill yourselves with laughter. Figure that one out. Let me have my video games. Let me have my big ass titties in video games. And I will continue to make sure that you have equal rights, that you have everything you need, and that you're safe. But at the same time, I gotta warn you, you cannot go into a fucking after-hours club with someone who's been drinking you up and drugging you, and continue to have them drinking you up and drugging you, and expect not to get boinked at the end of the night. Girl, you are putting yourself on a path. And at some point, personal responsibility ends up into it. But I'm sorry it happened. And I guess, as a good person, continue to make sure after-hour clubs are illegal. Stop going to them and expecting good things to happen. That's it for me, folks. Stay out of my video games, ladies. Just let us have our video games. Have a good one.